We are on the road, driven by your Texas Ford dealers. The site today, Arlington, Texas, and AT&T Stadium, where tomorrow, 11 a.m. is kickoff between the Texas A&M Aggies and the Arkansas Razorbacks. It's the 75th meeting in this rivalry series. I'm Will Johnson with Andrew Monaco. We'll have the call tomorrow with Dave Elmendorf, our partner. Pregame show, by the way, starts at 10 a.m. Grab the coffee. We'll be bringing ours to the stadium.
Yes,
There'll be no problem there. But the thing about the Aggies, Andrew, that stretch is over to begin the season. First 4 games, it included the top 2 teams in the country, Clemson and Alabama. Everybody's asking, what did we learn about this football team through it?
I think we've learned a little bit of an identity for this football team. And what we're going to learn, I think, tomorrow, Will, is can this team play with consistency? We know the first 4 weeks, but guess what? There's still 8 games left. Oh, that's right. The season doesn't end after September 22nd.
Yeah.
So now we get a chance to see, as I said, that identity. Can they run the ball? Can they be balanced? We know they can pass the ball. We know that the quarterback, Kellen Mond, can run. And can we see that consistency from the defensive end? Remember, Jimbo Fisher said, you don't get better from week 1 to week 2. It's also 2 to 3.
Yep.
3 to, now here we go. Can this team get better from week 4 to week 5? It's really every week is always going to be about the Aggies and what they do best. And I think tomorrow against Arkansas is really going to be that first time to see it outside of the glamour games, if you will, in the early part of the season.
Yeah, something we always look at to start our broadcasts are the numbers game. We call them winning numbers. And I know you'll be looking heavily at, and you've spoken to Jimbo Fisher with, third downs.
Yes.
That's big, yes, tomorrow, but also moving forward this season.
Yeah, all the time for that. And the interesting thing with that is I asked Jimbo during his radio show, how important is first down to third downs? And he said very important, because if you can get a chunk of yards on first down, then you're in third and short. If you're in second and short, third and short, there's so many options that you have on offense. But the third down being so key. Look, I'd love to see them not have any third downs, because it's always first and second down. That would be great. But that is a key for the Aggies. And then turn it. When they have Arkansas in third and long, make the stop and make them punt. In the last 2 weeks, Arkansas is averaging 9 punts on their possessions. They've also been intercepted 6 times in the last 2 weeks. And then when you get into the special teams, I think that's something. You always like the special teams and the hidden yards. That's something that really could be a difference in this game, as it was last week for Arkansas against Auburn.
Yeah, Arkansas struggled special teams-wise, quite frankly. A&M, I think, can take an advantage of that in this game, and it can help them close this thing out. We know what Seth Small and Braden Mann are doing. I mean, it is absolutely terrific. Seth Small to come in first to make his opening career start against ULM and do what he did, but then to go to Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa, he nailed a 52-yarder that, I mean, we were looking up into the skies at that thing when it crossed the goal.
You and Dave
post.
were saying that could have been 62.
We were up in each other, 65, 70. I mean, it could have been good for many of them.
But he wasn't paralyzed by the moments.
Never.
That's what I really like. And as a freshman, here's the interesting thing. His longest kick at Katy was 43 at Katy High School, and he's blasted that already. He looks like he belongs, and the moment wasn't too big for him.
Yeah, Road Stadium, not a bad place to play, but it didn't quite Bryant-Denny
No,
when you make a 52 there. But even in the return game, Arkansas has struggled for that. You and I are going to keep an eye on Rashad Paul tomorrow.
Yeah.
We feel like the Aggies can break one here pretty soon. Kickoff or punt, maybe block one. That big special teams explosive play feels like it's almost here. And I think if the Aggies get it tomorrow, they can help them put this thing away against Arkansas.
Here's part of the problem for Arkansas is that they have had injuries to their starting 22 that they have had to put inexperienced players on the special teams, and it has cost them. Now, some of those players are coming back. Here's the catch-22 to that. Do you play your starters so much and on special teams, a combination of being too tired? Will they be ready by the fourth quarter? Will it affect them over the course of this game? Instead of focusing so much on Rashad Paul and the return yardage, just looking at that, try to look at the other 10 on that field and where they're blocking, and that's where I think Jimbo Fisher has said that's where they're really tightening up. Those blocks are there, and Rashad, they love having the ball in his hands, and he can really take off. And I'm with you when it comes to special teams defense. The push that this line has gotten on special teams, we know they got the block punt against ULM. They put a lot of pressure on Alabama, and don't forget, in the 2 weeks against Bama and Clemson, forced their punters to go rugby style. That really helped A&M as well. So I know you love to look at the special teams. I think they're going to be key tomorrow.
Yeah, they will be. And finally for me, the Aggies just have to tackle better than they did a week ago against Alabama. Now, we've said this, that stretch is over, Clemson, Alabama in it, you don't know if it's the Aggies have certain problems or if it's just those teams are so good, they're going to create those problems for everybody. We'll start to find out tomorrow a lot about that. Yeah, you're going to find out a lot about yourself against Clemson and Alabama. Now you apply it. There's still some learning to do with this football team starting tomorrow.
And I also think by being solid on tackling and being in position to defend, I think the next step for that is then creating turnovers. You don't have to be a hero back there. That's what Jimbo says. Do your job. Do the ordinary things and do those very well. By putting yourself in that position, then you create some turnovers. Those are the big plays that you can create.
All right, A&M and Arkansas tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pregame show starts at 10 a.m. Andrew Monaco, play-by-play, Dave Elmendorf, analyst, and I'll be down on the sidelines. See you at AT&T Stadium tomorrow morning.